So Jerry Jones has given his weekly sermon, State of the Union address, after the Cowboys were vaporized by the 49ers in a made-for-TV matchup over the weekend. Now, if you didn't see this, perhaps not, Jerry Jones issued votes of confidence. Not a vote of no confidence, a vote of confidence to both his coach and his quarterback on his weekly radio show. And just to prove we are not making this up, here is Jerry waxing poetic about the brains and the quarterback of the Cowboys. Take a listen.
We have a quarterback. Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go. Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl. That's the way that's going to be. We have other quarterbacks on that roster and players that certainly, if something should happen to Dak, but I want to be real clear, Dak's very capable of making this team be where we want it to go.
All right, and he also praised Mike McCarthy as well. So, listen, Jerry, at one point, I heard the interview. He said he's not panicked. Okay, so let us discuss. The question, where are you at on Jerry Jones giving the vote of confidence to Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy after getting run off the field by a much better team? My observations, I've got nail polish, Coastal Carolina, and liquor cabinet. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a wonderful dinner of Tex-Mex. I don't know that Jerry likes Tex-Mex. You know, he's from Oklahoma. I don't know if he does the Tex-Mex thing. So, number one. Yeah, Jerry Jones trying to tap dance. He's trying to tap dance around landmines here for the Cowboys in Jerry's world, reserved for radio purposes, very guarded, right? And trying to put that positivity out into the universe there, in the cosmos. But let's be honest here. We know what's really going on behind closed doors here. Jerry will not admit it right now because he doesn't want anyone to think that he's not fully invested in this, but that was a major reality check situation. The Cowboys, in Jerry's own words, that was a placement test. That was a placement test, and you didn't pass. You don't get to take it again. You failed the exam, and you're just not good enough. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The standard was not met, and Jerry Jones, because he's a carnival huckster, and he's got to stammer and stutter and all of that. That's the shtick that he has. He puts the ballerina shoes on and he glides on his tippy toes. But to rephrase this, if Jerry Jones believes, truthfully, not what he says publicly, what he actually believes in his heart of hearts, if he believes that Dak Prescott is the one, he's on acid. He's on an acid trip with visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. Okay, you're not going to find glory hole with Dak Prescott. You're not. Dak is a stat bandito. It's the equivalent of continuing to throw Dak out there and say, everything's fine, everything's fine. It's like putting nail polish on a hangnail and saying you don't have a problem. And
I want me some glory hole.
It doesn't really work. Everything has to be perfect for Dak. Now, under that set of guardrails, anyone can get to a Super Bowl. And we've seen inferior quarterbacks get to Super Bowls. They don't usually win when they get there. Rex Grossman was the quarterback of the Chicago Bears the year they got to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff, who wasn't very good at the time with the Rams, he was there when L.A. got to a Super Bowl. We can go on and on. There have been other examples you can come up with. But in order for that to work, here's what needs to go right. All right, check all the boxes. Defense, elite, perfect. Special teams, no mistakes. Coaching, absolutely. No turnovers. All right, everyone catches the ball. Everyone runs. Offensive line stays healthy. And also the opponent must have a series of off days and major injuries. If all of those things happen, Dak Prescott, Super Bowl quarterback. If only a couple of those things don't happen, then the same old song and dance for Dak Prescott. We've seen how this plays out. We've seen the movie before. We know how the script goes. It's not that hard. Now, page 2. Deion Sanders, who last I checked, does not work in the NFL, but he's good for ratings. So he popped up on Inside the NFL. I don't even know what channel that's on this year. It's popped up somewhere else. I don't know. Apparently it's still on the air. But Inside the NFL which used to be a big show back in the day, not anymore. But Deion must have known someone on the show, so he popped up there from Colorado, and he was asked about the Cowboy 49er game, and he called out the Dallas performance against the 49ers, and he didn't really pull many punches. Take a listen to Deion Sanders. Let's go to the audio tape.
The Cowboys have guys that's supposed to be dogs.
The film don't lie.
Hey, I need
the film don't lie.
What is that? Hey, you remember when we went to school and the teacher called your name and you said, here?
Yeah.
I need you to say here. Yeah. Some. Say some.
Right, right.
All right, so he's having a fine time. So decode. Here's the question on this one from what Deion said. Decode the message from Deion Sanders on the Cowboys. So here's what I took away from that soundbite. Coach Prime going old school Coastal Carolina. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs. That's what he was doing, right? That's one of the great quotes of all time. A guy named David Bennett, who I don't think's coaching anymore, but he was the guy at Coastal Carolina that went on that epic rant. And how do you not show up for that game? Like, I don't understand how you don't show up for any a game. You only get 17 in the NFL during the regular season, so it blows my mind. But it's human nature. People take days off no matter what your job is. But still, this is a game where everyone's watching and all of your contemporaries are checking it out. All your friends and family are going to watch that game. That's a game you don't really put an honest effort in. What happened to the competitive spirit? Now, Prime also indirectly, and this is the nuance on that soundbite, when you say a team did not show up, you're really calling out the coach. So Prime is taking a shot at Mike McCarthy, the coach in Dallas. And what Prime is saying, he's implying that the coach did not have his team ready to play. The players didn't show up. That's on the head coach. So is it true that Deion Sanders is looking to usurp Mike McCarthy and replace him as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? Is that why he took a underhanded shot at the rotund Cowboy coach? Developing hot, ... All right, final point. Now we go to Cleveland. Why? Why not? The Cleveland Browns are dealing with a quarterback dilemma ahead of their Week 6 showdown with the Perfectos from the Bay Area, the 49ers, that great system quarterback Brock Purdy, and the 5-0 49ers. Now, Deshaun Watson missed practice again this week. I know you're very concerned about his right shoulder. The good news is he knows plenty of people that will give him a massage, even when he's in the happy baby yoga pose. So Deshaun was cleared to play 2 weeks ago against the Ravens. He told his teammates he was going to play. He was, as we said, cleared by the medical staff, and then at the last minute, a couple hours before the game, said, "Psych, I'm not playing," which upset a bunch of his teammates in Cleveland. And now that was a big hullabaloo. The Browns had a bye week last week, which means I'm told they didn't play. And we're also hearing that the creepy quarterback possibly will miss the game on Sunday. It certainly looks like that's going to be the case. The Browns have pivoted to P.J. Walker, former Carolina Panther quarterback P.J. Walker. And the news is that P.J. Walker would be activated from the practice squad, and the Browns already have seen enough of former UCLA quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was so bad when he barfed all over the field that he will not get a do-over should Watson not be able to play this weekend against the 49ers. So how are things looking for the Cleveland football team in the quarterback room here? So this is a Morton's Fork situation, That is a choice between two equally unpleasant options, right? You've got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who needed oxygen because he suffocated, so he's out. You've got P.J. Walker, who stinks, but conceivably could be a game manager, and you could try to win with defense and figure the 49ers are going to be a little bit off their game because typically after you win a big showcase game, you don't put a masterpiece out the following week. But Either way, whether it's Walker or Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the Cleveland Brown fan is going to need to raid the liquor cabinet, and they'd probably rather have, instead of P.J. Walker, they'd rather have Johnny Walker Blue out there playing quarterback for the Cleveland football team. Good luck. Good, because it's absolutely reasonable, the Browns defense, to, give up 28 points to the 49ers. Do you think that the 49ers are going to allow a team led by P.J. Walker to put up more than 28 points? Now, it is conceivable that this could be the game that it all falls apart for Brock Purdy and he has a bunch of interceptions and people start questioning him, saying, "See, I told you so." But that hasn't happened yet. Everyone's been saying it. Eventually, he will have a bad game. But I wouldn't go gambling my money away betting that this is going to be the week that he has the bad game. Wouldn't be doing that. Wouldn't advise that.